Make room for Javi.
Welcome to a special episode of Make Room for Javi. There is a serious issue afflicting makers, craftsmen, and woodworkers throughout this great country. The visual tour of the property you are now watching will show a temporary, albeit effective, solution to this problem. If you recognize the following symptoms in yourself, a spouse, or a fellow craftsman, say nothing, for there is no cure. Have pity on them. But please, show them this video, and their anxiety may well vanish. Symptom number 1. The individual is attempting several disciplines at once. Turning bowls and goblets, perhaps even bananas in some extremes, turning pirate ships, CNCing signs, 3D images, and various random shapes, scroll sawing, intricate designs with multiple floaters, carving or chainsaw sculpturing everything from a stick to a large tree, table sawing, drilling, hand tooling, whittling, chiseling, furniture making, framing, construction, resin casting, welding, paper macheing, and yes, even vinyl cutting. The more skills the craftsman has, the greater the problem. Symptom number 2. The individual has purchased, whether new, used, or broken, at least one set of tools for each of these skills. In many cases, 2, 3, or 17 of the same tool in order to, as he or she puts it, have a backup in case one breaks. Deep psychological counseling has shown in many cases that the individual owns one tool per bit or type of blade because he has indeed lost his collet wrench or his tool wrench. Symptom number 3. The individual has moved into his backyard as his once organized shop, while still organized, no longer has room for the craftsman to function. This affliction is more serious than you may think. At last count, millions of workshops across the country are now closets, inefficiently housing tools with no space to work, to walk, or in fact even to reach those tools. And finally, the 4th and extreme affliction, the individual in question, in a desperate attempt to gain back his space, will rent a storage location and move his entire workshop into storage. As the warehouse has been stocked like a giant Tetris puzzle, again, nothing is accessible, and the craftsman begins to stock his now empty shop all over again, thus continuing this endless cycle. Now, friends, I must confess that I have this affliction. I can no longer stand by as many of my friends suffer, as I believe I have found a cure. It came to me while sharing the day's events with my family. My daughter had outgrown her clothes, and I asked my wife, "What are we going to do about this?" My wife simply said, "Buy her bigger clothes." The situation was so simple, I don't know why I hadn't thought of it before. When you run out of room in your workshop, build a bigger workshop. As a result, I purchased the property you are looking at here, and over the next 4 years, you'll see videos on clearing land, purchasing property, building a house from foundation all the way to the roof, and yes, organizing from the inside out. So, stay tuned, folks, as I make room for Javi. And please, pass on this advice to anyone you know with this affliction. If I have helped at least one person move into a bigger place, it was worth it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.
Make room for Javi.